Hi everyone, Jean Lewison here. I normally stick to a limited palette of colors that I've used over and over the years, but I have drawers full of different colors that I've bought to try out. So today I'm going to go out of my comfort zone a little bit with one of the colors, and that's Mayan Blue Genuine, which is a Daniel Smith Primatech color, which means, of course, that it granulates beautifully. So that I'm pleased about. I'm going to use Indian Yellow by Winsor & Newton and their Raw Sienna and their Burnt Sienna. What I'm doing today is I'm going to paint a background first. It's something I haven't demonstrated before. Just going to paint a background, let it dry, and then I'm going to put in some trees or something. So I'm going to show you how I do that. You'll also see a bad mistake I made, and I didn't want to start the painting over again, so I worked on it to see if I could save it, and I think I did. And the reason it happened was because I didn't plan the actual composition before I started. Otherwise it wouldn't have happened. But you'll see later on how I recovered from it. I'm going to start out with my spray bottle that leaves droplets on the paper. And I'm just going to spritz here and there. I'm going to use a wash brush. This is my Da Vinci No. 3 wash brush. I actually want to get a larger brush. I like to work with the largest brush possible. So I'm going to mix up some Mayan blue and just add it here and there. I'm going to add some raw sienna. It's one of my favorite go-to colors because if you use it in skies, it doesn't turn the blue green. I'm going to add a little bit of Indian yellow, just throw that in. And I'm going to use some burnt sienna, and you can hear my dogs barking because someone just came to the door. See, look at this. Look how this has granulated, this Mayan blue. This is the first time I'm using this. I'm really excited about that. Maybe I'll even put some granulation medium into that while it's still wet. Let's see. Put drops here and there. See what kind of granulation we can get. I'm going to use my flat brush. Some more blue, darker blue down here. I want this to be darker. I'm going to do some more Mayan blue here and then add some granulation medium to it. I want the colors to run into each other a little bit. Yes, I like that. I'm just going to spritz that a little. I want these colors to run into each other a little bit so it looks more natural when it's dry. It's great when you're doing woodlands to have lots of texture. Okay, so now I have to let this dry completely and then we can have some fun. Okay, now that this is dry, this is where I want to put in some grasses, put in some trees. So I'm going to start off with the grasses down here, and I just want to, got to be very careful to use this spritz bottle to get the effect that I want. I'll show you now. I'm using the P.H. Martin's Antelope Brown liquid watercolors, and these usually create really nice grasses. You can see here how the paint disperses. And I think I'm going to use this for the grasses, and I'm going to use acrylic ink for the tree, because the acrylic ink, I can get that to granulate. I don't want to put grasses all the way across, because I'm going to try some other neat techniques that I haven't done before. I want this to dry, well, maybe, let's see. I can leave that there, I think. I'm going to spritz the upper part where I put the acrylic ink, and I'm using De La Rani's burnt umber rather than the sepia. I like the burnt umber. It gives more of that brown effect. And I'm going to put in a tree here. I just want to use some granulation medium first to make this granulate a little bit, and probably should have waited for the grasses to dry. See that I'm being impatient, and I'm going to actually blot this up a little bit and go over the grasses again. I think I'm going to bring the tree trunk all the way down. So I'll make the top bigger. More granulation medium. Yeah. See, because I'm experimenting as I'm demonstrating, I should have let I should have done the grasses after doing the tree. And I should have planned that better. I want to work on this tree. I think I'm going to spritz it a bit more. I don't like that blob there. And spritz this a teeny bit. So I want to sort of create some what looks like leaves on the tree. There we are. Probably a little dark there. I'll just lift some of it. I'm going to add some more tree trunk with the acrylic ink and granulation medium, so you can see how I end up fixing something. I just want to get it to granulate a little bit more. This tree has grown. I just want to blot that before it dries. I'm just going to wait for this to dry, and I'll add some of the grasses back, but I also want to add the Jean Haynes Iridescent colors, and I haven't really used them, and I thought this may be a nice abstract piece to add a little bit of iridescence here and there. I'm not sure which colors I'm going to use it. Maybe the green and the gold and the pearlescent. So we'll see once this is dry. Now that it's dry, I'm looking at this area here and I want to add something to liven this up. And I think I'm going to do that with, let's see, I'm going to spritz this, and I'm going to add some of the iridescent gold. And I'm just going to splash it in with my brush. See, this is really quite an imaginary landscape, and I'm having just a lot of fun adding whatever I want to it. And that's going to liven that up. Maybe I can even put a little down here. This is where I want to go in and add some of those grasses again. And I think I'll do that first with the liquid watercolor. This is where I made that mistake, and I should have waited after doing the tree before adding a watercolor. But I'm showing you how I'm going to fix this. It was a silly mistake of mine, actually. Should have realized that was going to happen. I want to put some of the gold down here too, but I'll wait for that to dry. Down here I'm going to put some P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White, and I'm going to do it with my palette knife. It just livens things up. You can have a lot of fun with this type of painting. I want something more up here. Let's see. I want maybe some of the iridescent green. I might be getting carried away too much, but I'm going to give it a shot. I've made it a bit thicker this time, and maybe it'll... Yeah, that actually is working. Let's put a bit more in there. When it's dry, you'll get this iridescent sheen from the colors. Maybe I'll dot a little bit in the bottom as well, just around here, just to continue the color elsewhere. The more you add here, the more it looks like a dense woodland. Actually, I could add some of the green there. So I was glad I was able to try these colors, because I've been thinking about how I would use them. And I'm also going to do some burnt sienna, just to get a bit of texture here. Having a lot of fun with this. So you've got regular paint in with the iridescent paint. I could probably also do a couple of bigger splashes. maybe even some of the blue into this. Yes, that the Mayan blue actually is a nice color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just let everything dry and then we'll see how it looks. So here we are at the end of the painting. I'd like to do this again, and maybe there are a couple of things I'll do differently, like not doing the grasses first, of course. I want to try out some different colors, and it was a lot of fun doing it, and it's something that I don't often do, use this many colors in a painting. And just remember that I list all the materials below the video. Just click on show more. And if you enjoyed the demonstration, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.